a record of everything. Okay.
So that's all recording to YouTube?
Yep. Yeah, and it just it uploads to YouTube.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah. So yeah, this is our second live stream. I doubt we'll have any viewers tonight. But this, after all, is just more about us and not our viewers. But if you are watching, or if you do watch this later on after it uploads to YouTube and saves, welcome. Ryan and I are just kind of doing an off-the-cuff live stream because we both want to get better at our drawing skills. So we're kind of, I guess, continuing off from earlier today when we did this, just to work on what we started a little bit more. This room, this is kind of my office. I replaced we upgraded the LED lighting, but I have to switch the dimmer switches to LED dimmer switches because they don't work. So I have to get off my lazy butt and get those installed. So yeah, it's kind of dim in here, and I got this stupid ring light next to me until I get that taken care of. So you're just doing more of what you did before, Ryan?
Yeah, just actually I was thinking about like doing some like hopping over into doing like shapes for like heads and stuff like that. But I wrote down, this is weird looking at my screen too. Proko Meditation for Artists. That's kind of what I was talking about on the last one, Mike. It was like just working on like shapes and then just like seeing where you go with the shapes and this automatic drawing. And it's really cool. It's on Proko, and the guy does a little practice with it, and it's pretty amazing. Like just kind of what you come up with, just naturally, just flowing and always moving, trying not to stop. It's hard at first, but after you practice it for a while, it's still hard for me, but I can but I can still kind of like get into it. Like it just takes me a little bit.
Yeah. So I really like this hand that kind of roughed out. So I'm like kind of drawing that in a little bit. More detailed now. I'm still working on this concept, I guess you could call it, of this Venom drawing I'm doing for my sister. Ooh, excuse me. I realized that I had drawn his Spider-Man thing wrong on his chest. I had it like ending down here, but his torso is kind of twisted. So his abdomen actually kind of goes this way. The chest kind of coming up to here. So since that spider logo on him is centered of his chest, it would actually, I guess it would actually wrap down towards the center of his abdomen, right down to kind of where his groin goes.
So you're not gonna put Spider-Man in it at all, like in the
I think
just Venom.
down here, thinking about putting like his mask as if it's been like ripped off his face and like kind of shredded up. So like I don't know if you can see it yet, but
Mm-hmm.
if I kind
Is
of
that the eye? Is that the eye?
yeah, then I'll draw some webbing through it. I think for the final piece, I'll probably try to keep it a little bit more subtle, not too detailed, just so people can kind of see that it's subtly there, I guess.
Every time I do the Loomis, it always reminds me of have you ever seen those perfect circle competitions?
Oh,
Where it's like there's a guy. Most of them like hold their chalk or whatever, and they go to a wall, like a chalkboard, and
like
it's really interesting. It's like it's like here's the board.
they kind of stand sideways to it, or don't they?
Yeah, and they just they move their arm. It's really interesting, but man, some of those circles are fantastic.
Ever show you this little eraser pencil I have?
Oh man, that's precise.
So it's like, yeah, just a tiny little
Yeah,
tip there. And of course, you can compare it to the pencil. So I can get in there with some finer erasing.
that's awesome. Where'd you get that one at?
I think I found it at Michael's. So yeah, I think I'm kind of in a happy place for this, where I'm not gonna go to the big piece just yet. I'm just gonna kind of draw this in a little bit more detailed, just to kind of see where it goes.
I can't remember the Loomis all the way, but I'm gonna try to remember it and then go back and look at it and see if I did it right, if I remember it correctly.
Well, Ryan, just so happens that I got this book. So, I haven't even delved that deep into this book yet. I think I'm like around here somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
I'm at least right here. Let's see. So there's
Oh, I guess I didn't do that right.
So you start off with your ball, and you like the little crosshatch for the center of the ball, and that center should indicate, I believe, the brow line, or not the brow. Yeah, the brow line. And then from there, you place the forehead, the line for the forehead, and then your line for the nose. Well, and I think that's where the nostrils start technically. So like the tip of the nose could, depending on the anatomy
Mm-hmm.
and the facial features and stuff, could be a little deeper than that, or even higher. But generally, you would place the third line for the nose equidistant, like the same distance from the forehead to the brow line is the same distance from the brow line to the nose. Then your fourth line is the chin, which is again the same distance apart. So you have 3 equal sections, right? And then, but even before that, generally you'll establish your forehead line. Well, this one's the brow line. Sorry, brow line, nose. You put the mouth in right here, and then the chin, and then in that circle you draw this side of the circle that will basically shave off that side of the circle, because the head's not a perfect circle, right? It's more of like a kind of a squished circle.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, this was my circle, and then I cut off. Where is, here we go. I just literally just like shave off one side, right? But then your eyes are going to sit, when you start establishing your eyes, those are going to sit underneath the brow line.
What's crazy about drawing faces is, like, I remember I was pretty decent with the Loomis, but I could only recreate from my mind the same face. And when I tried to make different faces, it was just like, oh my gosh, there's so many like meticulous little things about noses, that changes the whole way. Like, for instance, like your comics, like a bad guy's face. There's something about the nose and the eyebrows that you got to get them just right, and it kind of gives it this whole like character of a bad guy. It's crazy how little details like that, when you're creating a face, it's just like whoa. I thought I was pretty good at the Loomis, and I was like, whoa, I got to learn all these like small little details. It's like,
Yeah,
makes it hard.
that's what she said. You know what? I'm going to I'll just share this again really quick. Gotta make sure I mute this. So, okay, good. Where is share? Copy.
And the ears are perfectly. Yeah, that's right. Ears start right there.
Daddy,
What, bud?
what are you on? Dad, what are you on?
I don't know. About an hour, buddy. About an hour.
Get those.
I wonder if the color of this.
So that really just bring that way.
Ugh, I don't know if I can. Whatever. Someone's watching us, Ryan.
Huh?
I don't know who.
Hi. Hi.
Wish I could see who was viewing. Oh, there's a way to do that.
Almost makes me think, Coach, what they were Google or what they were searching for on YouTube, and they found us.
Well, I just shared it on my Facebook.
Oh, okay.
So somebody very well, it could be somebody I know, but I don't know. They haven't made a comment. Maybe it's my mom again. Maybe it's my wife. I tagged you in the first one, but I don't know if any of your friends would have seen that.
Maybe Aaron. I told Aaron about it.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe it's Nick.
Yeah.
I'm not happy with this logo. I think I'm gonna have to reference some Venom pics to make sure I know where the logo rests on his chest. This isn't the this is not the movie Venom, so okay, so it looks like the legs would wrap down the chest. So he's kind of got his chest turned. I'm just going to erase this and this. Clean it up a little bit.
Here. Ears. This was to wrap. No.
Okay.
Over.
So let's see. Reestablish my center line. I need some better Venom comic book. There's lots of different variations, of course. That's a pretty good shot. All right, so try bigger. Usually the way I do it is I'll draw just a kind of a big circle for the head. And just kind of break the shapes down. Then I think that's a mark. Is that though? I think that's Venom from the Ultimate Universe. I don't know if that's drawn by Mark Bagley though.
Man, that Venom's like really exaggerated. Like his arms and his legs and everything.
Yeah, it was yeah, he's definitely the Ultimate. I don't know if you ever saw the Ultimate line of not Ultimate line, but the Ultimate Universe of Marvel Comics.
No, like I said, I never really got into comics, but ever since talking to you, I found myself going to like, some of those used bookstores.
Yeah.
Or even, gosh, what's that one that we have here in Wichita? I can't remember what it's called. Oh my gosh. Total brain fart. But anyway, it's kind of like, real big nerd store. I really like going in there, and they got like comic books and stuff, kind of like in those bins. And it's kind of interesting. After talking to you, I was like, what's kind of the deal with these comics? So I started looking at them and just kind of fishing through like the different eras, because they have like really old ones and new ones, and just kind of glancing through them and stuff. And what I found what was really interesting is because there's so many different artists that, you just have this whole plethora of designs of Spider-Man, and it almost kind of made me want to read them and almost collect them a little bit just for the fact it's like, hey, this line was done by this artist, or whatever.
Yeah.
Boy, this one's a little tough. It's a little tough.
Are you working on more faces still?
Yeah, this one's pointing, like I'm gonna start moving them to where they're looking farther and farther down.
Okay.
So this one's like barely kind of looking, but I have to worry about what's hard about it. I got to worry about the foreshortening.
Yeah, I like your hair on that one. I'm terrible with hair. I need to. Maybe we should do a hair drawing stream someday.
That one thing that changed my hair was I think I told you about it, that when I was in community college at ICC, when I was down there, they had this guy. I had done some portraits of students and given it to him, and one of the teachers saw him, and he was like, "Wow, that's really awesome. Can I see some more stuff you've done?" So I showed him some more stuff, and I thought it was like one of those things where I thought he was so impressed with me that I was like showing him all this stuff, and really he just wanted to critique me. And so when I showed him my stuff, he was like, what you're showing me here is nothing amazing or anything. And I was like, okay. And he was like, you have some pretty bad tendencies here. And the one thing he pointed out was hair. And he told me, he didn't even tell me how to fix it. He goes, go look at hair, and then come draw me another thing and come back to me. And like, that's all he said was like, go look at real hair. Real hair doesn't look like this. I was like, okay. So I just went and started looking at other artists and how they interpret hair. And when I don't know if I'm like that great at hair or anything, but I realized that it's all shapes, to a degree. And
yeah.
And it just kind of clicked for me, and I made this other like face for him, and I gave it to him. I worked on it for like 4 or 5 days, and I gave it to him. And it was a portrait of, I can't remember, I think it was Natalie Portman when she was in
Annihilation.
No.
I just watched that.
I would have been like.
I watched that movie the other night.
What do you think of it?
Annihilation.
Yeah.
I like that movie a lot. That wasn't the first time I've seen it. I've seen it like 3 or 4 times now.
Is Annihilation the one where it's like futuristic and they go in a portal?
I wouldn't call it futuristic. They go into a not really a portal. It's a kind of a bubble created by some sort of meteor that lands near this lighthouse.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And the bubble changes, like everything inside the bubble, its DNA gets kind of changed. So like she's this biologist that she kind of willingly volunteers herself to go with this other team of women that's going in there to investigate, because like every other team they'd sent in there prior was made up of like male soldiers, and they never come back, except for Natalie Portman's husband, who was a soldier that was sent in. He came back, but he was really weird, so she's trying to figure out like what happened with him in there, which is like kind of her motivation for going inside. They call it the shimmer, because like a weird force field that and it's has a shimmery effect when you're looking at it from the outside.
Wasn't the whole point of it rebirth or something like that? I can't remember.
I guess, yeah. I mean, Because in a way, I mean, well, without spoiling it, of course it's an older movie, so if you haven't seen it by now, then your fault. That's for the viewers, though, if you're a viewer. Gosh dang it, I'm still off on this freaking... I had to go and draw his torso in a funky, twisty way, and I can't figure out how to get the logo on his chest. I think maybe
Yeah. That's going to be hard.
Okay, so let's go here.
Oh my gosh. Coach, there's this artist that, so we're talking about comic books and stuff like that, going to be a little bit younger. There's this artist that, you know, I watched those like X-Men way back then, those cartoons.
Oh, yeah.
And there's, from that time, when I used to collect cards and stuff like that, there was one particular artist that right when I saw him, it was on David Finch's thing, right when I saw it, he was talking about the artist, and he brought up like they were practicing something from that artist. I can't remember. It was like some dude's face. And right when I saw that face, I was like, holy crap. I was like, that just took me back when I was like 10. And I was like, damn, who is that artist? You know, and then they said it later in the stream. And I tried to find art books of him, and I can't find him anywhere online. It's like he just dropped off the face of the earth or something. He would be pretty old now. He'd be older than David Finch. I think. I'm pretty sure.
You said he was on Finch's live stream, though?
Yeah. Actually, before I even start drawing again, I gotta figure out this guy's name, because I think when you see it too, you'll be like, oh, I remember. Like it just seemed like at that time when I was big into X-Men, that dude was, I think, at the pinnacle of drawing, kind of like he was the man.
And you say was a recent?
Well, I don't know if it was recent. Honestly, I can't remember if it was Sunday or Monday, because he used to have them on Sundays, and they changed them to Mondays. And I think it was an old one. I think it was like a year ago or 2 years ago.
Okay.
Ooh, I think I wrote him down wrong. Oh. Let's see. Oh, maybe I didn't write him down. Damn. I'll figure it out so I don't sit here and waste a whole bunch of time. But I'll figure him out in our next stream. I'll mention it.
Okay. Okay, I think.
Put a little note there.
Little detail for some abs.
I think I just scrunched his face rather than actually like tilting
I think you did a little bit.
it. This is where I just need to like not worry about try to even draw and just worry about like the actual shape, you know.
It might be. I think it's the ears. So
Oh yeah,
keep in mind when you change the angle.
the ears would go higher, correct?
Yep. So like, yeah, if you get that your center line like here. And there's the center of my head. Yeah, the ears are going to be up here more. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and then you may want, I don't know, maybe like since it's kind of a view of the top of the head, it might be a little bit like longer on the top
Oh yeah, it would be
and not,
there.
yeah. Although, I mean, it is longer than what you drew at just the front portrait view, you know?
Mhm.
Yeah, and then and also your eyebrow, the shape of your eyebrows too. Like,
Be more flat, right?
well, your eyebrows looks like they're kind of coming up like that still,
Mm-hmm.
but I think they would be more like kind of a
Oh, gotcha.
shape like that. And thus the name of our stream, Touching Tips. Did my tips feel touching to you, Ryan?
Oh, but they were.
Were you touched by my tips?
Oh yeah, softly. Softly.
Where's my?
Actually, well,
I guess a lot of that too depends on how extreme the angle of him looking down is.
this should be just slight, but still, I think um, I think I just didn't take into account that, you know, that other stuff. It made it look funky.
I've got all these. Let me see if I can take these down without them falling apart on me. It's like all my Copic markers. And this little rack system I have is great, but like this table shakes whenever I erase, especially when I'm erasing hard. And I keep the Copic markers up above. Like my desk has like a little built-in shelf on top that's like small, but it shakes a lot when I erase. And so the markers start kind of shifting out of the case. I think whatever you did right there fixed it. It looks like he's looking down more now. Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay. God.
Yeah, I definitely need that. Gosh, I can't even remember. I mean, you got these bones here. I know they kind of go out like this, and then they kind of come in.
Sure.
I need to think about the light source a little bit more. Well, I need, yeah, that's why. Honestly, that would sell it a little bit more too.
I'm so bad with lighting. Like I'm okay. Like I'm getting better, but like I kind of start like usually I don't start throwing in my color, well, my lighting until I start coloring.
Hmm.
Like with the Copic markers. And I always tell myself, okay, the lighting's gonna come from here. Don't fuck it up. And then I just kind of completely brain fart and I'm like, oh, the lighting's over here. So I'm gonna put the shadow right here. And then it ends up not being where like my original lighting was from. And so then I get some lights and shades that don't make sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I noticed on David Finch, he does a really good job with line weight. I mean, like it's almost like I'm sure a lot of artists do too, but I noticed with him when he moves a lot, like he'll put in some heavy lines and then just leave out some. So like on my face here, like I kind of erased it on this side and just have something real light kind of to where it kind of feels like that's where that lightness is over here, and then you got your dark on this side, and that kind of just gives it kind of that pop.
Yeah.
But being able to draw and incorporate, like just know where the light's going to bounce and not, and then just while you're penciling everything in, just being like, oh yeah, okay, over here that's dark, this is light, over here. It's just like, man, he does it with the leaves really good too. When I saw some leaves.
Oh. Great. I'll be done when I'm done.
We could change this to the David Finch David Finch fan club, or just talk about David Finch.
Hey, if you're online watching us right now, leave a comment. Let us know who it is, and don't have to be shy. Seeing the nice thing about this pose, something Finch always kind of jokingly says is like, make sure when you're doing your drawings, you make it so that you don't have to draw your feet. Actually, I think his foot would be right about here.
Something like that. I think.
See, look, and now with this Spider-Man mask right here, I can just cover up this hand. I don't have to worry about drawing the hand in either.
Man, some of those hands that you did, like especially the one that was like on the pipe, like kind of like this. That was really good.
I love drawing hands on pipe. Oh, it's Aaron.
Oh, it's Aaron?
Yeah.
Nice.
He said, no, don't be scared of the hands. I'm that's a pretty good hand right there from that perspective, without reference at least. I was wondering who was on there. I think we've had like 3 individual viewers so far on this stream. We've actually had more. Like I didn't think we would have any.
Yeah, so I think there would even be a little shadow from the hair itself underneath there. Because there's kind of like a little, I think
Yeah.
this actually should be flat right there. That should be,
Okay. I'm gonna practice a little inking while I got this kind of set in. So the problem is, like, on that big ass piece of paper I'm going to draw this on eventually, like, I don't know what I'm going to ink with. Like a much larger brush, probably. Because this is a tiny piece of paper, so I can get away with a tiny little inking pen. All right, so I'm going to do as Finch would do. I'll lighten this up a little bit. There.
so.
Okay. I'm just going to go for it. Oh, good push.
Oh, actually, so if it was tilting. Boy, howdy. Cast. So that's there. Then that's there. And it needs to go one more. So that means this was there. Boy, howdy. I can't remember.
What's wrong?
I'm trying to think. So just trying to picture in my head the person looking down really far, his eyebrows would be like there, and then nose probably there, and then chin there. Eyes. If you'd even see only the eyebrows. The there, probably. Cheekbones. I feel like I just scrunched everything again. I guess it would be good to have some reference here.
Yeah. That's a hard angle. Like an extreme angle of looking down, and then also likewise looking up.
Yeah, so the mouth would be. Oops, just did that one weird. This a little bit. Let's see. Boy. Like that. Chin. Still, the end will still be there. Just have to. I don't think you'd see the eyes that much at all.
Yeah, you might not. You can use me. Is that good?
Oh yeah, yeah. You can barely see the eyes there. Yeah. Stay right there for like 45 minutes. Goes.
All right.
Man, I remember. This is a funny story. When I was in college, it was in my life drawing class, and I felt so bad for this girl. But our teacher was trying to find a nude model, and she had so many people. Obviously, she reached out to other students at Pittsburgh because it paid, I think, like $100 for an hour. I think it was $100 an hour, $80 an hour. But I remember the teacher was really adamant on getting like real life drawing, and everybody kind of flaked out. Well, she finally found this girl, and she came to class, and she wore a swimsuit, or like not a swimsuit. It was kind of like a biker suit almost type thing.
Okay.
And she showed up, and the teacher was like, it's okay if you want to do this first, and then next time be nude, you know. And we were students, and everybody was kind of a little scared about having this another student be a model. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, we're gonna like see her walking around and stuff like that. But so anyway, she showed up the second day, or I wouldn't say the second day. It was like the second class, and she still wore it. Well, actually, I think she actually got naked, if I remember. But she had a kind of like I guess it was a bathrobe type thing. And she came to class, and she had it over, you know, and it was like, well, are you gonna, you know, and they kept like, the teacher kept talking to her like 15 minutes for like 15 minutes in the corner in the class. And I remember all of us were kind of looking around. We're like, I don't know if the teacher should be really, you know, if she doesn't want to do it, she doesn't want to do it, you know. And I think a lot of us just didn't want to draw another student naked. Like we'd rather have like some like old person, you know, or something like that. But so anyway, she was going to come the third time and actually be naked, but she ended up just dipping out, not even doing it. But I don't know. I just always thought that was a really like awkward moment in life drawing when we started doing that whole thing. And I don't know. It's just it's one of the things I still remember back then, just feeling like how awkward I was, you know, in the class, everybody snickering, just kind of like, oh man, I don't know. I mean, I want her to get naked, you know, because like I want to like do life drawing, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know, she's kind of a, and I remember just kind of thinking to myself, like, oh God, this is gonna be awkward. Just seeing like walking by her in class, or you know, like in the in Pittsburgh, they have this big oval where all the buildings are, and they kind of cross, and it'd just be so weird just walking by and be like, oh, hello, how are you doing? Like, in my mind of it, I saw you naked.
Your babies.
Yeah, we all felt really bad for her though, because we were just like, man, how awkward would it be to do that, you know? And I think that's what, in my opinion, I think that's what kind of got her, maybe, was the fact that like she's a student, and it was just like, oh my God, I'm probably going to get naked in front of my peers.
Right.
Actually, go on this one.
So what's up, Aaron? How's the theater business, man?
Aaron's running an airport now, dude.
What a what?
The Independence Airport. He's pretty much running that whole like gas area. I mean, pretty much just maintaining that whole thing. It's pretty cool.
That's wild.
This guy's gonna have an awesome dude.
We just got to get Nick and Travis on here.
think. God, I still think I scrunched his face. Dang it. I'm not. I think I need to make the nose dip over the mouth more. It's like I'm just giving him a mustache, like an evil mustache.
Well, looks like you're drawing the lips like at a downward angle, like shouldn't they be in like more of a curve?
Like this.
But this way. You can't even see.
So the front lip is going. The front lip is. Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, and then like you'd have your. Is there, and maybe like the bottom lip might stick out just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I think Aaron changed his username to Airport Daddy. Says the movies have been weak. It's commented on by Airport Daddy.
Yeah, I feel bad for him. Like, I guess there is some pretty, uneventful movies.
Yeah, do you mean like the movie business has been weak in general, or like do you mean just the movies that have been coming out? Like,
yeah, the
I
movies.
guess I'm asking. He says he should live stream with us to represent the regular man trying to draw. We can do that one day.
Actually, I bet if you did it, Aaron, you might be surprised after you do a couple, and then we kind of tell you maybe some short little things. I think you might be surprised. Drawing is not. Everybody thinks drawing is like the hardest thing in the world, and I really truly believe anybody can do it. It just takes, man, it takes a lot of memorization and obviously dedication too. But it's one of those things where once you just do it, once you just start doing it, things just start coming together a little bit. And I think you'd be surprised how quickly you could make something more legible that your mind puts together. That's actually not a face, but it's drawn in a way that your brain interprets it. I mean, that's all this is. We're just trying to trick the brain.
I don't know if that's at all how that logo would look at that weird angle on the chest, but that's how it's going to look for me. So I did not try to do any reference stuff. Well, besides just where the logo sits on his chest, but like I didn't end up doing any weird, awkward pictures of myself.
So you think you're a little bit happier with that logo on his chest?
Yeah, I think so. I think it would roughly kind of look like that. do that. That would be like legs coming down.
That's a forward. It's going to be sunk in to there. There. I think so. Sunk in. So if you do and this,
Dude, it is hard to draw or color in the black of his mouth around this damn camera in my face.
that's
Aaron, are you like that entertained by this? Not that I want you to leave. I just.
Would you like us to talk about something here? So that feel like
It's probably pretty cliche, but maybe we should do a spoopy drawing for Halloween.
a spooky drawing.
Yeah, maybe we should draw some kind of monsters. Or like
That's
famous movie monsters or something, or
so that's her block.
no.
What? Yeah. Yeah, that sounds good. I mind doing something like that. Man, this is really weird. I'm looking at this book of how they break it down into the face it into shapes, and man, it's really strange. Like it's almost like they broke it down to too many shapes. It's almost like I need to. Here's a block.
says, I'm reminded of the Shawshank Redemption quote. Mostly, I just miss my friend. I think he means you, Ryan.
What do you say?
Ryan, he says, I'm reminded of the Shawshank Redemption quote. Mostly, I just miss my friend.
Yeah, we don't really get to really talk as much as we used to. Maybe, yeah, I think it'd be better if I did. Triangle. So it should be like right there. So now if I start moving it out, let's see. Let's see, go up. Boy, yeah, I need like a reference, or I guess honestly. If I was turning it all. But it would be so. That was it. Just turning it. Well, I need to go back to old school.
Shapes.
Yeah. Like I just my mind can't wrap my head around. I used to have it in my head.
In your head.
Yeah. That was.
Yeah. Feel like
And then let's start. Let's get even.
Aaron, so what any movies coming out that you're hyped about?
New Halloween.
You being facetious, Ryan?
What's that?
You being facetious?
Fishies? Fish. I have a canker sore in my mouth, so it's hard for me to say stuff.
Yeah, are you joking? About Halloween Ends?
I don't think he cares about that. The movie. I think he cares about that movie selling some tickets.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. As a theater owner. Watched that movie Nope the other night.
Oh yeah, do you like it?
Yeah, I liked it. Thought it was pretty good. I thought there were some couple dumb things about it, but overall, it was pretty good.
Do you have HBO, Mike?
Kind of. We We use my mom's account.
Mike, we're live, dude.
Sorry, they don't know.
You got to keep that under wraps.
They don't know who I am. They don't know my mom.
You should look up. You should look up the show called The Rehearsal. I just finished it. It's fantastic. It is. It'll blow your mind, dude. Like, you won't know what's going on. I mean, you will, but you'll just be like, "Oh my god!" Like, it's just a rabbit hole. It's the best way to explain it.
Oh yeah, Aaron says Black Adam actually looks interesting. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. I like The Rock a lot, or Dwayne Johnson.
I guess they're already talking about doing a Spider-Man with that one.
Oh, what?
Black Adam, like in a sequel, doing a Spider-Man movie or Spider-Man, Superman. I'm sorry.
Okay, it's like no, they wouldn't do a Spider-Man and Black Adam. Just because Black Adam's DC and Spider-Man is Marvel.
Did they ever cross in the comics?
I think they did. I think so. I mean, they do. Comics do lots of crossovers and stuff. I know they're doing, I think about the third or fourth Batman and Spawn crossover here pretty soon.
Really?
Yeah. Sure, you know who Batman is. Do you know who Spawn is?
Oh yeah, Todd McFarlane.
Yep. Oh yeah, I guess you would, since Todd McFarlane's one of your favorite comic artists.
Yeah, that book. The book I have, The Art of Todd McFarlane. Man, that's a really good art book. Rid of that. I did a block. I did a block.
Ooh.
Like hairs. Be like really dark, like here. This is a little cricket. Wait the hell. Actually, be like something like that.
To figure out how to ink and color in black.
What's coming?
Use my handy David Finch book as a reference. Because I know there's some. I think he's got a. Yeah. Was this the one you saw the live stream of?
Yep. Yeah, that's it. Mm-hmm.
Boy, my Venom's kind of tiny in comparison, isn't he? He looks kind of more like Carnage, I guess. I'll have to try to draw him bigger and bulkier.
Yeah, I wonder if you can get a little bit crazy with his tongue too. If there was a way
Yeah.
to,
I mean, when I draw it, I can just try to open up his mouth a little bit more and have his tongue. I'll probably give a little bit more energy to it too.
Mm-hmm.
Get his tongue sticking out. And let's see.
Like that.
Trying to decide where I should have the light coming from.
That's actually what I got sidetracked with. I was like, man, I gotta play around with light sources for a little bit.
Yeah, I think what I'm gonna do first before I start coloring in with ink. I think I'm just gonna rough in with some pencil with some. Aaron's asking if those are just random faces.
That I'm drawing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're just something to.
I thought he was trying to draw your portrait, Aaron.
You know, I actually drew Aaron's portrait back when I was doing light drawing. He was playing Modern Warfare over at his apartment. I drew his foot because he had his shoes off, and I also drew his face, the side view. I don't know what I did with that. I might still have that actually.
I feel like you told me about that one. I'm gonna get a beer. Be right back.
Whoa. The stream just took a turn. Oh, Aaron, the dinner that I had with Karen and my buddy Casey or whatever, the home warming present I bought was some Boone's Farms.
Aaron says he doesn't remember you drawing them. It feels like that's kind of creepy.
Yeah, it was part of a 100. We had to do 100 faces, and I did. I think when I turned it in, I actually didn't do. I think I ended up turning in only like 70 because I went way too far with it. I put too much detail in the faces, and the teacher was like, oh, "Okay, I'll give you the full credit for it." But he was like, "Ryan, I just wanted the angles. You know, I didn't want this much detail." And I was like, "Oh God, sorry about that."
Let's see. I might try to give him actual lips next time too. Lips and gums instead of just having his teeth growing on the outside of his face.
Hmm. I need to get like a. I need to use some of these pencils. I got these. Dude, check this out. I think. How do you do this? I've never seen a box like this. You just push the corners. But these came from, I think, yeah, Japan. Some person told me these were really good pencils, so I bought them. Hihuni? But I need to start using these because I think all the lead I have is HB, and I really like to draw my stuff first with like a 6H or something. Or
What?
yeah, when I do all my like layout and stuff like that, I like using a 6H because it doesn't I mean, you have to be careful, you can't press too hard on the paper, but it just leaves such light lines, and I can go over and over and over when I'm going really fast, and it doesn't quite deepen up the lines, and then I can go and slowly start going down to, you know, a 2H, and then just kind of building, and then going to like a 4B, and my favorite is like the 9B when you got everything laid out and you just like.
Oh wait, did you say you start with 6H?
Yeah, 6H.
Oh, okay. Never mind. In my head, I thought 6B because I've actually never heard of 6H lead. I didn't know they made it that hard.
Yeah, it goes. I think this set. I think this set goes to 10H.
Okay, because I'm using a 4H lead in my lead holder.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and for the same reason, I like to lay. And like I said before, I'm pretty heavy-handed, so like even if I'm using this 4H lead, it still comes in kind of dark because my heavy-handedness. At least darker than I'd like it to for like anybody watching. This probably doesn't look very dark. I mean, it's not, but whatever.
Is that right? Oh, just trying to break things down in simple form. Kind of block.
I have to do that a lot, like especially in like in one of those those D&D drawings that I was doing. To remember. Which one was it? Let me see if I can. Oh yeah, it was the dragon guy. I'll bring a picture up from my phone. Okay, guess I don't have a finished picture. Okay. Yeah. Hard to see on my phone, but I can't. Oh yeah, I can. It's like this hammer that I drew. Like it's got just all these different shapes. You know, you got like a cylindrical shape in the center there.
Mm-hmm.
It connects to like this rectangular shape, then there's like a pyramid shape, then like a trapezoid shape, then a triangle shape. And yeah, I just had to really just basically just start off with a big rectangle. Then I kind of drew a tube like going this way within the rectangle and tried to make sure I was getting my perspective right, like on the lines and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a little instance where just making shapes and blocking it all in really helped. So at first I was just trying to like freehand it without like any kind of shape at all. And I just was not getting it until I finally just drew the big squares and the basic shapes in.
In front of that. Yeah, I find it pretty easy to do that. I know I did my brother once at I drew him at a Thai restaurant we're at because they had some of those blank tables, and we were talking about like those tablecloths, but it was like paper for some reason. And my brother was talking about me drawing and stuff like that, and I was like, man, you can break anything down in shapes, you know. And so I did a little portrait on the table for him, and I just did it of him. It was like a 15-minute real quick portrait, and I think I ended up like tearing it off the table. Be like, here you go.
Nice.
I was going to turn it sideways. It depends. Would it be? Would it be? No, that's not right. Have to be. Let's see, piece of paper here. So, say, okay, we're looking at something. Looking at the nose. Something like.
You into Lord of the Rings at all?
Oh man, yeah, I'm a huge Rings fan.
Did you watch the series?
I watched like the first 3 episodes, and I just I didn't like it. Yeah, I have nothing. I have no problem with. I mean, I have a little problem with the cultural diversity in it, but it doesn't have anything to do with necessarily, you know, Mexican people, black people in it, or you know, Asian people in it, or whatever people they put in it. I just had a really hard problem with the story. The story was just the way they treated it was like a soap opera or something. It just didn't have any like epicness to it. But I did have a problem with the cultural stuff in it, but that was mainly because like I just wanted. It was really hard for me for the cast to be so diverse when it's supposed to take place way back then. You know, like Numenor is fine. I understand because that's just a bunch of people coming together. But like the elves, you know, or something, I just like I wish I could see a whole tribe of elves that were all black, you know, and they came from this area, and I'm like, oh man, that's believable. You know, it's same thing with the I don't know the well, not the Numenors. I mean, that makes sense, but God, I'm having such a brain fart. I'm just so late at night. The small guys, the mountain dudes. The what?
The dwarfs?
Yeah, the dwarves. The dwarfs. Like I just wanted to see. Like I didn't have a problem with Dorman, or I can't remember his name, married to Deason or whatever her name was. I didn't care about that, but I wanted to see like another part of these dwarves from another clan or something like that that it just I wish they would have introduced that type of thing. This clan came from over here, and that's why we're all kind of here, together at the mountain. I just wish they would have done a little bit more with I don't know, just treating it like it was back then, because back then we weren't really mixed. We were kind of separate, and I wish they would have somehow brought into a story of how they came together. How did they cross paths? Where did these elves meet these other elves? I don't know. I just kind of wish they had done something like that. Hopefully it doesn't sound racist. It's not racist at all.
You
It's
are
just
the biggest racist piece of shit.
but I don't know. I mean, there's characters in it I cared about, but
I mean, I kind of get what you're saying, but at the same time, it's nothing about it is like grounded in the real world or like based on our history. Earth's history, like, right? It doesn't take place on Earth.
mhm.
I don't think it does.
No.
I mean, I know they like there's Middle Earth, that one of the continents on whatever planet they're on,
Mhm.
but I don't think the actual planet they're on is like is Earth at any given time in the universe or whatever. It's Earth as we know it. Maybe their own Earth, right? Like, but
Mhm.
just another planet that they call Earth. I enjoyed it though. I thought it was pretty good. Like, especially like the last couple episodes. I thought they really did a good job on.
Yeah, the one thing that kind of redeemed it for me a little bit at the end was I guess they put in some small things like Galadriel when Halbrand said, "Hey, you could be my queen." Uh, like he kind of did this thing where he was saying like, "Hey, you could be my queen," like unearthed or something like that. I can't remember. Well, I guess in Lord of the Rings, the trilogy, Fellowship of the Ring, when Frodo offers Galadriel the ring, she says, "Oh, I could be a dark queen, unearthed, and blah blah blah." So it was kind of neat, like a little bit how they did that. I was kind of like, "Oh, that's cool." How they tied it in, did these small little tie-ins to the Peter Jackson's trilogy.
Yeah. Yeah, I think a lot of people didn't think it was like part of that cinematic universe. Like, I guess you could say that they set up like within all the Peter Jackson stuff, like
Mm-hmm.
The Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings stuff. But yeah, I think it was just because like there's a scene. I don't know if you made it that far, but there's a couple scenes in the show where they briefly show the Balrog, and I think that's what he was called, the big giant flame dude.
Mm-hmm.
And he looks just like he does in the movies to me. Like, so I feel like they're in the same like canon. trying to kind of lightly fill in these shadows with some pencils. It's helping with my confidence a bit. I think it will, at least when I get around to trying out some inks.
How long did it take you to be comfortable with ink?
I'm not comfortable yet with inks. I'm okay. I'm getting more comfortable, like kind of outlining, like I did here. But like when it comes to like my cross hatching and stuff, and I'm not comfortable at all.
Why is it supposed to come in this? Much more dark.
Yeah, I'm a lot more comfortable with pencils.
It's coming up.
So it's like with pencils, you can just push harder to create like a darker shadow. But like with pen or with ink, you can't. You have to do some sort of cross hatching technique to give that illusion of volume. And
Yeah, it takes some kind of takes some big bowls to really go after ink.
yeah,
I think you have to be really confident in your lines too.
yeah, you have to be pretty confident there and like very consistent in how you lay your lines down. Because like, I think I showed it in the last stream, but like, you know, some of these kind of figure studies I've been doing, you know, this is all me basically copying David Finch's stuff, but like, you know, I'd go through and just kind of practice cross hatching. I'm trying to really just get comfortable and figure out what direction I need to be making these, and like, I can get this to focus. Like these just look like caca, you know, to me. And then that vein drawing I referenced. Right here, I'm getting a little bit better with it. But, you know, I'm never going to be like Finch, but, and my goal isn't to like be able to draw exactly like Finch either, you know, like,
Well, you'll,
I'm going to have my own style.
You'll develop your own style. Yeah.
Yeah, which I mean, I kind of have, but I don't know. Just a matter of refining it. But I noticed, a lot of illustrators, comic book illustrators and stuff, it seems like especially ones that do a lot of pencils, it looks like they practice mostly cross hatching on their pencils too. Like you don't see. But I'm guessing it has to do with just carryover into the inks,
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're penciling a comic book, from what I gather, is you don't shade it like you would like a portrait, like if you're doing like a still life,
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to remember how the lips go.
That's what she said.
Yeah, I've got to get some references. I remember a little bit, but that definitely benefits from some reference. I could pull out some stuff, but I kind of want to go from like what I remember. It's kind of interesting how I still remember some stuff, like when I'm just starting, and I'm like, oh wait a second, okay. So I remember how the lips kind of go. Almost helps me. So when I possibly do pull out some references, I can be like, oh okay, yeah, that's that. I mean, I've already kind of made these lips a little too big.
My gutter mind is just going. Was lip talk.
Top lip is. I know here soon I need to I need to do some really quick drawings, like real fast, like 1 minute sketches and 2 minute sketches and 3 minute sketches. I know I hated those when I was in school, but I completely understand what they were trying to do.
Yeah.
It's just to just get you moving, you know, and not worry about the details and
We can do that on the next kind of big planned stream. Do some maybe ahead of time. We can pick out some figures online that we can find just from like I don't know, stock photos or something. And
there's actually a website that you can go to. I can't remember what it's called, but all it does is like shoot pictures on your screen. So if you want to set up 30-second sketches, 2 minute, 5 minute, and it just throws figures at you. And I did that quite a bit when I first started design. When I was in Wichita, I just did it for fun because I had to take drawing classes in design class. And I remember just practicing. I'd use that website a lot. It was a really cool website.
yeah, we can use that. Will it do like if we both like start like at the same time? Would it bring
Yeah,
up the same photos for us?
it would if we started at the same time, but I think the photos are random, so it would just kind of throw out probably different poses that me and you would be doing.
Okay. I think it would be. I mean, that would be fine too, but I think it'd be neat if it threw out the same photo for us and we both like could like show like our own different interpretations.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. I think I'll try blocking some of this in, see how it goes. Well, we're 2 hours in.
Nice. Dude, this is what happens. This is what I loved about it. Just really being able to focus. Because once you start, you know, like having you here, it keeps me focused and then it's just like, man, time just flies by, you know?
Yeah.
Gosh, when I was younger, back when I was in high school, man, I remember I could draw for like 8 hours straight. And I'd be so hyped up, I'd have to like draw for an hour and then I'd have to get up and like walk around because my energy would be like so high. I was so excited to draw. And then I'd sit back down and draw for a little bit, you know, another 30 minutes or 45 minutes. I'd get up and walk around again. I'd have to like breathe because I'd hold my breath a lot when I draw. I was so into it.
Calm down, dude.
I know. It's weird. Like I don't know, my brain starts going and I just really, always really enjoyed drawing. I know I'd really like to get into some of your doing a lot of comic book stuff because I always did portraits and trying to get things done, in a real life manner. But what's awesome about comic books is not necessarily that they're just so detailed, they're so just so cool to look at. But what's interesting is they're illustrations, so it's taking something complex and breaking it down to something simple, and that's a hard thing to do, to be able to look at a comic book or artists or superheroes or just whatever character is, and then just your mind interprets like, okay, that's a nose. It's not even really detailed that well, but it's like I get it. And it's crazy to make something simple like that, and your mind didn't even think that like that doesn't look like a nose, or "Oof, where's the shadow behind the nose or whatever. They just do it so well, that it's
Right.
just you know so it's the simplification of things, which is what I do in graphic design. It's all kind of simplification, but to learn that in the artistic way of drawing and stuff, that'd be a lot of fun when it comes to like body parts and you know David Finch when he does a lot of buildings. Like I've seen him always talk about buildings, and he kind of says the same thing. He's like, just let the eye, you don't have to get it detailed, just get it to the point where your brain sees that and it's like, oh, okay, that's a reflection, from the other buildings. But it's so simplistic, it doesn't look necessarily like a building, but the way the lines are and stuff, your brain just is like, oh, okay, that's a reflection off the buildings. And it's just really neat to draw like that.
Yeah.
It's like I'm getting way too detailed with this, the nose and the mouth. But I think that comes I think your eyes start right here. Man, a long time ago, the first thing I used to do when I draw somebody is the eyes. Because I felt like if I didn't get the eyes right, nothing else would be right. Like it was just, that was my big thing.
Yeah, I think that's more or less where I would start too when I was doing portraits and stuff.
See, that's something I struggled with for a long time since I'd always draw from the middle out. When I had to take drawing classes and I had to draw like the faces and this and that, and then go into the middle of detail, like that threw me off so much. My brain was just like, wait a second, I have to draw this like head and then all this other stuff, and I can't just start from one thing and then go out, you know.
Yeah.
And I kind of learned how to do that a little bit because I would, once I'd start doing something, I'd start drawing lines that were like, okay, this is this, I've completed this, I moved this over here, and that's about the right length. And then I'd start, just working in from out. And the teacher was just like, Ryan, you will never get fast if you do that. He was like, there's no way. It's just like, oh God, okay. Because I was always slow. My teachers always were just like, always telling me, it's like, Ryan, you got to learn to speed it up, I think also they were trying to tell me too that if you work from the inside out, you could mess up a proportion on something, and then I would base that proportion off what a leg would be or something like that. And she would always be like, if you mess up on one proportion, you messed up on all of it because you're basing it off that one proportion,
Yeah.
And it's essentially what I'm doing here. I don't think I'm doing too bad with just memory of like the little dimples in the face and the nose and the mouth and what a mouth, just all the crevices and weird things that are in the face. Kind of happy I remember all that stuff.
Yeah.
What kind of beer are you drinking?
Dos Equis.
I like that shadow on the leg.
Oh yeah. Good. That's probably about the only decent shadow I have.
No, it's good, man.
I'm just practicing. Yeah.
I'm back. Okay. That was nice. I think it's raining. Is it raining in where you're at?
No. It is not.
That's What time does your kids go to bed?
Typically like around 9. But weekends we let them stay up a little bit later.
Yeah, it's about the same thing here. So that would be the nose. Break. That would be Yeah, right there. Yep. Right there. Let's look at that. So you would have. Nose goes up. Goes up. So I wonder if we could do that. Yeah. So we did that. Then you could go emotions, do this type of thing. Yeah. So that would be kind of a way of breaking that. Actually, get a little bit farther down, but no. What did I do? Jesus Christ. Now I want to be Hey, Coach, what do you think of the of that one game being remade?
Dead Space?
Yeah.
Super excited for it. I'll probably pre-order it. That's one of my favorite all-time games.
Dead Space is?
Yeah.
I can't remember. Do the lips? I'll zoom a little bit. Do the lips, corner of the lips, does that go directly in front of your eyeball? Let me see your face.
They should line up with your pupil.
Pupil. Okay. Okay.
The general rule of thumb.
So
This is not looking great.
oh no, that's good too. That looks nice. What are you worried about?
I'm not really worried about anything. I'm not happy with the cross hatching and stuff.
So let's now move that. One and two. So if we're going to move that, it would actually be I wonder if I can look at this book, see if I can do something. I guess I could have used this book for a reference. Sure.
Ugh.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Okay. Sort of have it. Not really. So if we were going to look sideways, have the nose coming out and be like this. And then actually then oh yeah, I'll just use this book. So, that goes up. This comes out. But how far? It should go right in the middle. I think. It's the brow. It keeps going back. This actually needs to come inward. So let's go ahead and do this. Okay. So the turn can almost be what was that? I think that's my son. I'm not sure if he's awake or not. It's got some nice. So, kind of, not really. I think I need to.
Oh. It was looking pretty good.
Yeah, I think so. I think that looks. I mean, I think what's really cool is the darkness that you kind of have. Let me see if I can find it. Oh gosh, I don't know if I can. It's super weird. Anyway, I'm trying to point to that side of the body. I like how dramatic it looks with the shadow. Like you picked a good pose that shows, like the darkness, which brings about that logo on his chest.
Yeah. I was talking about your drawings though.
Yeah, like I was kind of thinking like, so I drew the nose. I did the most realistic I kind of remember I could do, and I was like, okay, how do I break that up into shapes? And so I kind of was like, okay, well, this could be my standard nose here, and then lips. Like, how would I break that into shapes to where I could um, do things, like really quickly? I can really start doing these Loomises, and then just practice on getting the Loomis right. And that, like this one, I don't think I drew the circle quite right. It needs to be a little bit bigger, I think. But then, so the jawline can be just right, because I noticed even before I put in this stuff, like if all the proportions of just the guard face kind of look is not just right, when you put in the other stuff, things might be off a little bit. So I'm trying to kind of get to a point where I can draw the Loomises really quick,
Yeah.
because I think on my assignment, what I'm going to do between our streaming is I'm just going to worry about the head, and I'm going to get it to a point where the head will be no problem when I go to draw like a layout, because I always feel like I have a problem with the head the most. But see, this book, I totally forgot I had this book out, but I was looking at how they do the face, kind of like, you see how they broke it in chunks, but they have a different way of doing it, and I almost don't know if I don't know if I like this or not.
I mean, it's pretty close. It's,
See that?
Loomis isn't like the end all be all. Like,
No, I do like how the Loomis is a circle, so you're not starting out with already a lot oblong kind of shape, if that makes sense, or like an oval. But I don't know, maybe I could try this.
go to the bathroom real quick.
Oh yeah, no problem. So, why that Loomis? Just
I might have to call it a night, Ryan.
Yeah, no problem. I'll give you a text. Or whenever you want to stream or whatever, just text me.
Okay. Yeah, we'll still only get a couple set. Maybe regular scheduled times to stream that are only like an hour, just for anybody watching, so they know what they can or what to expect every week, I guess.
Yeah. So are you gonna kind of just flush that one out and then just blow it up after you're done, kind of?
Yeah, I think I'll probably go with this one, but I might change like the face structure, make a few changes while I'm putting it down on the bigger final piece of paper.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that I'll ink it. But I may try to color it in with some Copic markers. Maybe using some little bit of blue in there, as it's kind of custom with Venom on its highlights, anyways. I don't know what kind of blue it would be, though. Ultramarine. Royal blue. They're so close. Like, royal blue is B28, ultramarine's B29.
Man, dude, that's like ASMR stuff right there. So, let's see. So we open that.
And it's mostly black. He doesn't usually typically have a lot of blue like that, but
Yeah, that's almost like a Spider-Man blue.
yeah. It's not working. Probably should do a cool gray.
Aaron just finished the rehearsal.
Oh yeah.
Man, can you imagine like those people like David Finch and stuff like that? Just how many sides of the face they've memorized of just to where they can move the head any way they want. It's just crazy to me.
Yeah, yeah. So I actually like that cool gray with that blue. And for the lighter, let's see.
Do you ever have to worry about those markers when you go over like that, staining the tip of them?
Nope. No, they won't typically stain like that. Like you might initially get a little bit, but like me going over it like this, see, you can't even see it.
Wow, that's cool.
I'm gonna throw some gray in to desaturate that blue a little bit. See if it helps.
Where'd my eraser go? I swear, I always do that when I draw. I always end up losing my eraser.
Yeah, I'm forever looking for mine.
Where'd you get that Loomis book at?
I ordered it. I think I found it on Amazon.
Oh.
a little dry, so I'm gonna need to order a new ink color for refills. I think I kind of like that blue best. Kind of too late to put it on the arms, but I need that blue on the legs. See what happens. I say, I think I'm ready to turn in, and I just start.
You guys go to church or anything?
Hell no. Oh, sorry.
Or-
Not big on church.
Did you ever go to church?
I was kind of dragged to it more or less when I was a kid. Catholic church, I hated it.
Oh, Catholic. Okay.
But yeah, I think my parents gave up on it. Eventually, listening to me whine about going all the time.
Do they still go to church?
No, they do not. This is why I like my markers, because I don't have to crosshatch for shading.
Man, I think shading is actually probably one of my favorite things to do. Mainly just because it kind of just puts me in a trance. Like I don't know, just do it forever. It's just so calming to me.
Yeah, I like shading. I just don't like doing it with pen and ink,
Oh yeah, I gotcha.
because I'm not good at it. But I just need to practice it, right? That's what this is all about.
So I wonder.
Yeah, I think that blue is definitely the better one. Can you tell the difference between the top and bottom blue?
Yeah, yeah.
So I think that's probably. Probably be the way I do it. But yeah, then what's kind of cool is they have this one at 0. It's like a colorless blender.
Does it just like re-wet it or something?
Can use it to kind of blend some colors together, but it also, I use it a lot for highlights. It's not working so great on this paper.
So it actually has a little bit of color to it.
No, it just kind of it's just alcohol. That's it. Like it's got no ink in it. But I think you can draw out color with it.
So it's actually it's maybe picking up some of that ink or something like that.
Yeah, I think so. I think its intention is to like blend colors better though. Like two different colors together. But I noticed that you can really just kind of do this and it almost kind of creates like some little highlights and stuff.
Yeah, it looks really good on the legs. Where you got that really nice kind of grayish blue or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, and this paper isn't ideal for it either, but I think it basically just kind of dilutes the marker that you are drawing it over. Yeah, you can see that tip is kind of dirty.
Mm-hmm.
Then, like if I go, you can see it. There's a little bit of color on there, but now that you can see some of the color right there, but now it's just clear. So yeah, you don't ruin your colors or your tips by going over a different color. All right. I think for sure this time I'm going to go ahead and call it a night. You going to stay up drawing?
No, I'll probably actually, I might not draw anymore, but I'll probably look up some more stuff about Loomis, kind of see like how I can shortcut without, doing the circle all the time, and how I can kind of just like get away from that and then just find little shortcuts that, if that makes sense, just kind of study it a little bit.
Yeah.
But well, cool. Well, yeah, I'll just I'll text you here soon.
All right. Yeah, let's figure out a time or another stream time later.
Oh, and I'll find out that Marvel artist and I'll text you here soon.
Okay.
I'll see you.
All right, man. Have a good night.